These people have lost their damn minds. I mean, let's just say it. You know it's bad when even GameStop is making fun of you. Yeah, the same GameStop that's been the butt of gamer jokes for years, the same store that gives you $4 in store credit for a game you bought yesterday is now roasting Microsoft. They posted this. Game Pass, $29.99 every month. Own nothing. GameStop, buy once, own forever. Yeah, ouch, that actually hurts. It's true. You actually buy a game, a physical game, you'll own it forever. And that's where we are right now. Microsoft has taken Xbox Game Pass, once called the best deal in gaming by some people, not me necessarily, and turned it into really a punchline, an unbelievable punchline. They've jacked up the price of Game Pass, ultimately to $29.99 a month, bragged about so-called more rewards, like we're supposed to, applaud them for this, and then watched as Cancel Now started trending all over social media today. I couldn't believe it. It got so bad that the cancellation page was overwhelmed with people trying to cancel their subscriptions. The website crashed. I jumped on just to see what all the fuss was about, like on the actual website, and I couldn't get on there. Couldn't sign in. This isn't just a bad PR week. This is a turning point. This is the all-digital future of gaming laid bare, and gamers are finally fed up with it, marching away with their wallets. So when Game Pass launched, I'll be honest, it felt like a breakthrough, even though I'm not a fan of renting things at all, but it was $1 to try it out, $10 after that if you liked it, a huge library of games at your fingertips, Microsoft first-party titles on day one. It was the Netflix of gaming. And back then, it felt like a deal, felt like a good deal. I mean, I can only imagine what that would have felt like for me as a kid. Wait a minute, I have access to all these games as a kid instead of we buy one game every 3 months or something, and if you don't like the game, sorry, it's the only game you got. Now here at Game Pass, I have all of these choices. But here's the problem. Just like Netflix, the subscription model is always a trap. It starts out cheap, it feels generous, gets you dependent on the service, and then slowly they crank up the heat a little bit, $15, then $20, and now $30 a month. That's $360 a year. And what do you get? You get access. That's what you get. That's it. The privilege of renting games that you don't actually own. And that's where I've always had a problem with Game Pass. I've never been a fan of renting things. I don't like the idea that my entire library disappears the second I stop paying for it. I like owning things. I grew up with shelves of cartridges, discs, boxes. That's my collection. That's my childhood. That's what I am. That's my gaming history. Because if you don't own it physically, you don't really own it. Just again, look at Amazon with their Kindle, right? They've gone in and removed books that people bought. They also can change the book if you have a digital version of that book. I mean, look at Disney, like with their digital library of movies. They've changed and altered these movies to be more politically correct in 2024, 2025. So you don't actually own that. You own a license to it, of course. So I like having the physical copies of books. I like to dog-ear my books and write notes in my books. I don't want anyone touching my books. So the only reason I ever gave Game Pass a little credit was because it let me test games before deciding, if I wanted to buy them. But I played it hardly at all. But now, even that value is gone because so many publishers are putting out free demos. Why pay $30 a month for a glorified rental service when I can just download a demo and make the same decision for free? I mean, I could download Trails in the Sky first chapter and play an 8-hour demo, for crying out loud, before I decide if I want to buy the game? So sorry, Game Pass, free demos kind of pushed you out of the way from me. Now let's talk about how they rolled this out, because this is where it gets downright insulting. If Microsoft had simply announced the price increase, people would have been mad, sure. But at least it would have been straightforward. Instead, they acted like it was some sort of a gift they were giving you. They put out the smug tweet bragging about more rewards. Like we're supposed to clap our hands because now we're earning some extra points for wallpapers we'll never use. More rewards.
Should we clap for that?
It's insulting. It's condescending. And it shows how tone deaf they really are. Video game players aren't asking for more rewards. We're asking for ownership. We're asking for a fair value. We're asking for stability. Instead, Microsoft doubled the rent and handed us a coupon book. It's like a landlord doubling the rent in your apartment and then giving you a free packet of Halloween stickers he found under his couch cushions. Like, hey, I know your rent just doubled, but here are some stickers for you to play around with. But gamers noticed. I noticed. The backlash was instant. My Twitter feed exploded today with 2 words: cancel now. That became the rallying cry over the past 24 hours, depending on when you're watching this video. I'm recording it late at night. So cancel Game Pass now became the rallying cry. People weren't just complaining, they were pulling the plug. Reports started coming in that Microsoft's own cancellation servers were overloaded. People literally couldn't cancel fast enough. Imagine that. You raise the price, you gloat about it, and then your servers can't handle the stampede of players leaving your service. It was actually a thing of beauty. I love capitalism. I know the woke left hates capitalism. They'd prefer that you own nothing and live in a socialist society. So maybe this is perfect for them. But I love capitalism. We get to vote with our wallets. If you screw us over, we stop giving you money. That's how it's supposed to work. And then other companies can rise to the surface. Valve, PlayStation could say, well, we saw that. We're going to go in the opposite direction. Come on over here. The water is warm. The memes were brutal. Twitter lit up. Reddit piled on. YouTube comments had a field day. And then GameStop stepped in, dropped the microphone. That's the cherry on top, by the way. When GameStop is roasting you, you know you've lost the plot. The whole mess shines a light on something bigger, too, because the all-digital future isn't coming. It's already here. It's ugly. Microsoft's vision is clear. You'll own nothing. You'll rent everything. And by the way, you'll pay more for it, for the privilege of it. That's the dystopia that we live in. $29.99 a month to own nothing. Rent our games. And Microsoft can't blame Trump for tariffs. Oh, I bet they would love to, right? They would love to blame Trump for the tariffs. But you can't. It's all digital. There are no tariffs. And it's an American company on top of that. No excuse. Oh, and Microsoft just laid off 15,000 employees, saving them tens of millions of dollars. But they raised the price of Game Pass. We're not stupid. The industry loves this digital model because it kills the resale market. No more used games, no more borrowing from a friend, no more I'll wait for price drops. You're locked in. Perpetual money machine. Shareholders love it because it's a perpetual money machine that they can count on. You're just a subscriber now. You're just a number on a spreadsheet. But of course, gaming isn't television. We do care about ownership. Poll after poll confirms that. We care about collections. We care about preserving history. And that's why the backlash hit so hard. And here's the part that no one's talking about. Just last week, Microsoft opened up pre-orders for the brand new Xbox ROG Ally line of handhelds. It's basically their answer to the Steam Deck. And what's the whole pitch? Well, you buy the device so you can play Game Pass on the go. That's it. That's the selling point. Game Pass portable with an Xbox logo on it. But now the handheld just got a lot more expensive because it's not just about the handheld. The hardware didn't change at all, but it's because the subscription that powers it just went up to $30 a month. Think about that. You're buying a device whose entire value is tied to a subscription model, and that subscription just shot through the roof. It's the same with gas prices skyrocketing. Yeah, you bought the car, but guess what? You have to put all of the gas into it. So if I just want to play Steam games on the go, you know what? I'll just buy a Steam Deck, which I already own. At least Steam lets me own my own games, albeit, yes, I have a license to the game. And if Valve, if something ever happens to them, who knows what will happen to my library. That's why GOG, but at least I can play my GOG games on the Steam Deck. All of this like digital licensing. The scary part is the rest of the industry is watching this. Sony has the PS Plus, right? PS Essentials and all that, which just went up in price recently, by the way, but not like this. Nintendo has Switch Online, Ubisoft, EA. They've all dipped into the subscription model stuff. If Microsoft gets away with this, if Microsoft gets away with $30 a month, the others will follow. If they get burned, this cancel now wave actually sticks, and maybe this becomes a cautionary tale. Vote with our wallets. And I just feel bad for kids. Kids that maybe got an Xbox for Christmas and they talk their parents into this $15 a month service where they could play any game they want. Mom and Dad, that's the whole reason to get this device, because I can play any game. Mom and Dad, I'll never bother you to go to the store and buy a game. And the parents are like, well, seems like a great value. Every game he could want, and I don't have to go to the store and buy him games, and $15 a month. Now it jumps up $30 a month. Those parents are going to be looking at that bill going, what the heck? What? Wait, no, we're canceling this. And little Billy is sitting there going, now I have nothing to play. No games. My box doesn't work anymore. I don't have any discs, and I don't have Game Pass. So what do? I've got a bricked console that's just sitting there. But make no mistake about it, subscriptions are not sustainable long term. When we look at the business model of this, they only work if you keep growing the user base forever. You keep adding people into it. But once the market saturates, the only way to keep revenue climbing is to then jack up the price. So when it's all stagnant like it was, jack up the price. And eventually people wise up. That's where we are right now. Gamers are realizing they can't keep paying for subscriptions for everything. $70 games, DLC, microtransactions, $30 a month in subscriptions. On top of that, they're paying for Netflix and Disney Plus or whatever other services they're paying for. Hulu, I don't know. And for me, this is the breaking point. I was never a fan of Game Pass to begin with. I don't like renting my games to begin with. The one little bit of value it had for me, trying out some games before buying them, having them available day one so I could review them here on the channel, that's basically disappeared. Now the demos are everywhere. So at this price, no way, forget about it. Not worth it. Microsoft had the golden goose. They had arguably the best deal in gaming. They had the best deal in owning nothing and renting games, I should say. And they butchered it with arrogance and greed. Instead of loyalty, they got cancellations. Instead of excitement, they got roasted by GameStop. And honestly, they deserved every bit of it. I loved it. Because gamers aren't fools. We know when a deal turns into a scam. We know when we're being nickel and dimed. And we know when it's time to walk away. We're done. So here's my advice. If you're sick of renting, sick of paying more for less, sick of being told that rewards are better than ownership, then there are two words you need to remember right now. Cancel now. And honestly, it's kind of funny. I actually did a video a few weeks ago about the rumored new Steam console. And I asked you guys, in that video, who is this for? And at the time, I really couldn't figure it out because PC gamers are going to spend thousands of dollars to get a souped up PC, right? And console gamers already have consoles. They already have their PlayStation. They already have their Nintendo Switch. So who is this thing for? And a guy just left a comment the other day, and I thought, okay, this makes sense. He said, in an age where consoles are $400 and they rely on these subscription services, I am who this is for, because I could then have a console in my living room where I don't have to spend thousands on a PC. I could have access to my full Steam library, but I don't have to pay a subscription for it. And given the news over the past 24 hours, that hit me. That hit me hard. I was like, wait a second, that could be here the model. When all of these subscription services are skyrocketing, people are like, well, I'm not going to pay for Game Pass. I'll just get a Steam box and put it in my living room, and I'll play the few Steam games. I'll jump in on some demos. I'll try out a bunch of demos. If I like it, I'll wait to, maybe I'll put it in my wish list, and Steam has all these great sales, and maybe I'll just wait for that. Humble Bundle, I can get all these games for like really cheap, and then I own them, or through GOG, at least I own them, So maybe that's who this is for. And maybe literally Microsoft just opened up a door for Valve, like in a big way. I'm thinking about that. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I want to know, are you guys going to cancel Game Pass? Do you think Microsoft will backpedal on this? Are we stuck paying $30 a month forever? So guys, please subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate that. And let me know if you enjoy these sort of deep dives into the craziness that this industry is throwing at us right now. That's what I try to talk about on the channel. But I also talk about games. Check out my full Halloween video that I just put out about all the Halloween games that I'm planning to play. Most of them are going to be on the PS5. I think I've got one on my PC and one on this Nintendo Switch. So yeah, pretty good cross-section of games. But let me know, what are you guys going to do about this $30 a month? Because really right now, this is about the future of gaming and whether or not we're going to own anything at all. And I think the writing's on the wall right now, unless we vote with our wallets. Anyway, thanks so much for subscribing, and we'll see you next time.